Live from the Frankiecast studios in southern Macoupin County, Illinois. It's 8 p.m. Central Time on a Saturday night, and it's time for the live Frankiecast with your host, Isabel McGillicuddy. This is the video blog dedicated to the self-proclaimed coolest cat in the world, 5.5-year-old gray male tabby, Frankie Johnson. And now your host, Isabel McGillicuddy. Filling in tonight for Isabel McGillicuddy, Frankie's dad, Tom. Sorry, folks. I'm as disappointed as you are. This was, as you know, to be the esteemed broadcast journalist Miss Isabel McGillicuddy's debut as host of the Frankie Johnson Frankiecast. But I'm afraid that Miss Isabel McGillicuddy is feeling a bit under the weather this evening. She was unable to answer the bell for what was to be her debut as host of the live Frankiecast. Isabel developed a crushing headache and some nausea, coincidentally just after being shown her new workplace for the first time, the Frankiecast studios right here in this kitchen in southern Macoupin County, Illinois. So Miss McGillicuddy is terribly disappointed, as I know you are, and certainly I and Frankie are, that she's unable to be here, but she wants me to assure you, viewers, that she will be on the mend and that she has purchased a bottle of extra-strength Tylenol, and she will be here live in studio on Wednesday, June the 10th at 8:30 p.m. Central Time for her debut as host of the live Frankiecast. Wednesday, June the 10th, 8 p.m., Miss Isabel McGillicuddy right here in the Frankiecast studios for her debut as host of the live Frankiecast. So I know we were all looking forward to that. In the meantime, I'll try my best to muddle through one last live Frankiecast as host. I don't really have much prepared tonight. I'll talk about Frankie a bit. It's been a big day for Frank. Right, Frank? This was the day that Isabel McGillicuddy came and toured the Frankiecast studios. She came into our house right here. She met Frankie face-to-face for the first time. And I must say that Frankie was quite smitten with Miss McGillicuddy. He was a smitten kitten. I've never seen him be so affectionate with any human being. He was rubbing on her, purring, looking up at her with big kitten eyes. And she liked him too, I must say. Now, it was quite a process, an ordeal, this whole meeting with Miss McGillicuddy. It had to be arranged just so. She arrived in a black German sedan. The driver never left the vehicle. The vehicle never stopped running as she and her entourage entered the house. It was Miss McGillicuddy, a young woman who was the production assistant, and a rather large, scary, grim-faced man with huge hands. I don't know what his role was exactly. I gather he was some type of security or bodyguard or something like that. But they toured the facility. She liked Frankie quite a bit. She liked all the cats. She liked Mac the dog. Now, it was right about the time that I first brought her here into the Frankiecast studio for the first time that she coincidentally became a bit ill. She turned pale and began to complain of some pretty serious head pain and some nausea. I heard her say under her breath to her production assistant that she felt she was going to be sick. So she excused herself rather quickly at that point, made her apologies, and the entourage exited. And I talked to her by telephone just a short time ago, and again she did assure me that she had the extra strength Tylenol in hand, and it was going to do the trick for her, and that she was very much looking forward to being here this Wednesday, June the 10th, at 8:30 p.m. Central Time for her debut as host of the live Frankiecast. So I showed her the studio here. I'm quite proud of it. I showed her, for example, the host's chair. This is what I'm sitting on now. I'll show it to you. This is the host chair right here. It's an exercise ball. I spent well in excess of $10 on this chair. It has served me well, and it will soon be the place of Miss Isabel McGillicuddy. And I showed her the broadcast table upon which my equipment is set up, my audio-visual equipment. I'll show it to you now. It's a very nice table. It's a green plastic table. It does disassemble quite quickly into 5 pieces, the top and the 4 legs. It can be used indoors or out. And believe it or not, I found it at, of all places, Walmart. Yeah, Walmart. It's unbelievable that a piece of furniture of this quality would be available there, but it was. So I hope that Miss McGillicuddy was quite impressed with that. Incidentally, Frankie was so smitten with Miss McGillicuddy, he informed me in confidence after she left that he's very much interested in acquiring the April 1988 issue of the men's magazine Cherry, which featured a pictorial of Miss Isabel McGillicuddy as Cherry of the Month. And Frankie is very much interested in acquiring this issue. Now, I don't know where I'm going to acquire an old magazine like that, but if any of you viewers want to rummage around in your attic, your basement, your garage, wherever you keep your collection, I don't know, under your mattress, if you could perhaps find an April '88 issue of Cherry magazine featuring Isabel McGillicuddy, Frankie would greatly appreciate it if you would forward it or send it, please, to the live Frankiecast home office in Toadsuck, Arkansas. And I have the address here. It's live Frankiecast, P.O. Box 630, Toadsuck, Arkansas 72032. And again, it's the April '88 issue of Cherry magazine featuring Isabel McGillicuddy that Frankie is looking for. He would very much appreciate it. So that's all I've got. I'm going to sign off the show with a live Frankie feeding. And I'm afraid I will not be able to stay after for a live chat this evening. However, for any insomniacs who may wish to tune back into frankiejohnson.squarespace.com late tonight, I will be doing a late night show chat somewhere probably around 11 p.m. Central Time, something like that. So let's close the show with a Frankie feeding, and let's all look forward to the debut of Miss Isabel McGillicuddy this coming Wednesday, 8 p.m. right here. Thank you and good night. Come on, Frankie, it's a live feeding. Good night, everybody.